Egyptians, I see all the ingredients that caused Egypt to erupt and revolt in the United States. I see the wealth divide. The wealth divide here is greater than the wealth divide in Egypt. Statistically, we have a greater wealth divide. I see a security state. Yes, Egypt had a brutal security state, but the United States, with 5% of the world's population, has 25% of the world's prisoners.
That what's happening is unacceptable to me. It's just so clear to me what's happening with our economy, with the health of our nation, with the suffering, the growing poverty in this country. And are we going to continue to let that happen? At some point you start to say to yourself, I can't in good conscience be silent about this. And that's what happened to me, was knowing that we spend the most on health care, but we leave the most people out. That we have such a degree of suffering, people who can't get care, people who are dying because they can't get care.
Gandhi had the salt boycott. What do you have? If we could actually, you could gum up the works. You actually have to do something that affects change. You have to inconvenience the status quo.
I think it was Frederick Douglass who said that power concedes nothing without a demand.
Exactly.
And it is very natural to be afraid, but you can't let fear paralyze you and make you inactive, because that's exactly what the power elite want us to do. We have to organize and we have to fight the fight. We have to understand that freedom isn't free. People will pay a price. There will be people who are abused. There will be people who are beaten. As labor history in this country attests, there will be people who are shot dead and killed probably before it's all said and done. But if we're serious about this concept of democracy, if we believe in this land of the free myth, we're going to have to make it real by putting it on the line. We're going to have to risk something, and we're going to have to pay a price to be.
We are seeing people die. Not because there aren't medicines, not because there aren't surgeries, because they cannot get access to care. We watch them die. But is it getting better? No. It is getting worse. And you just touched on why this is true. Because the body that has the most power in this country, our Congress, the body that has the power to effect change, is wedded to corporate interests, because those corporate interests control the elections, because our campaigns are financed through corporate money. We will not get anything that you are talking about. We will not get any of the things that the people in this room feel strongly about until we disconnect that corporate money from our campaigns. Our Congress people do not pay attention to us. They pay attention to the money. Why? Because that is the way the system is structured. We undo that system, we can begin to effect the change that you're talking about.
And with movements, yeah, like the Egyptians who organized Tahrir Square said, for years we had 50 people, 25 people show up at a demonstration. And then finally, look what happens.